Okay, we are beginning, and I hope you guys can hear me now. I had to restart. All right. So let's talk about this solar eclipse because what's happening is something that we are not able to avoid. And if you've been holding off on letting something go, letting a job go, or a relationship go, or a certain karmic agreement go, then this is the time to do it. Because if you don't do it now, it's almost like you're being condemned to, sort of relive whatever discomfort you were having with that particular dynamic. That's the only way I can describe what's happening right now. Um, there are certain agreements that we have to do as souls, and some of them we like, and some of them we try to avoid until the last second. And right now, if you do not like at least look at some of the stuff, you will be stuck in this everlasting loop of, what am I doing? And I'm in a coma and I don't know what to do. And I read so many people who are in this situation. Um, I'm going to take questions from you guys, but the big thing about this eclipse is it's very timely with like about 18 years ago in 2006, I believe. Um, we had the same configuration. So if you haven't completed what was going on as far as your karmic agreement at that time during 2006, then we're here to shut it down. Um, it's not going to be that hard. You just have to kind of go with this. That's the big thing about this solar eclipse is you kind of have to just go with it. Um, Again, I am psychic Carla Barron. I have been on numerous television series. I starred in some of them. I worked with crime and psychic detective work. I actually did the pilot to that series. Um, but right now I'm talking about something that's more personal. The solar eclipse that's coming up on Sunday in the United States. Um, if you don't, it's at the very last degree of Virgo. So this is something that's very almost, it's so karmic that if you don't catch on to it, if you don't just go with it, you are going to suffer the consequences of living out whatever unfortunate choice you made before. So you have to kind of go with this. You have to kind of go with um, what this time frame is offering to you. I know we're living in a complete hell here with Donald Trump running things, but this has nothing to do with him. This has to do with you, your agreements, and what you signed on for. So, if you do not take the steps, the necessary steps in allowing yourself the chance, okay, the opportunity to see what the universe had in store for you versus what you tried to control and you thought was best for you or your current situation, and you don't let that go, if it's not right for you, if it's not working right now at this moment, if it's not working, it wasn't meant to be. You tried. You tried to make it work. You tried, but it didn't work. So if you don't let it go, anything that has come back, that is recycled back to you, was meant to be. Anything that did not is not meant to be. So if you keep holding on to that, and that's your saving grace, and that's your your pacifier, that's the your floating device, and that's how you're getting through this situation, then you're going to wait a long time, and you're going to go through the exact same karmic lessons again. They will be difficult. You will find yourself very unsatisfied with your choice. And you will sit there thinking, why the hell did I not just let that go? Anything that has come back recently is something that is supposed to come back, something that you were supposed to explore, something that was worthy of you, but you tried to control it. Instead of trying to control the thing, just let it happen. Just let it happen organically. Just let the event or the relationship or the connection or the job or whatever it is, just let it come back, and try not to control the actual details of how it's going to unfold for you. Okay? Um I'm going to take some questions, and I'm going to do some readings, some live readings on this particular podcast. I need you guys, to be up on the research. I posted a bunch of things. I hope you read them. It's not just about preparing yourself for something that you don't know. What's going to happen is that the message will come. It will not be expected. It will be unexpected. In the month of September, we're looking at unexpected things you didn't think were going to happen, that all of a sudden, out of the blue, they happen. You can either go along with these things and do it nice and easy, or you can sit there and fight it. And then we have a problem. We have a problem with you going forward. And you keep trying to hold on to things that, it doesn't mean that it wasn't nice while it was going on. It could have been fine, but it wasn't, it either finished off and the karmic agreement is done. It's done. And you have to let it go. And then there's this new thing, this new agreement, this new life you are meant to live. You're either so afraid that you don't want to embrace that, and you know what? You don't have a lot of time to think about it. You either embrace it or you let it go. And you realize that other people have more courage than you did, and they're going to embrace that, and they're going to take the opportunity to see what that is. There's nothing wrong with letting karmic relationships go, karmic agreements, karmic jobs, karmic careers. Whatever that was that you needed to learn, there's nothing wrong with letting that go. There's no rule that says you have to live this for the rest of eternity until you take your last breath this lifetime. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. You have to see if you have the courage to do something new. Right now in 2025, 2026, we're looking at circumstances where souls are being given lifetimes where you can fit like 3 or 4 lifetimes into one. That's what's happening. And people think it's like, 200 years ago where, you fall in love, you get married, you have kids, you do your thing and whatever, and you die at age 25. And it's not like that. Right now, you're given the opportunity to complete a number of karmic agreements. And that's what 2025, 2026, 2027 is about. It's about knowing that you're going to jam like 3, 4 lifetimes into one. And you have to be fast. You have to be quick. You have to be smart. You have to be on top of it. Look, I don't have all the answers, but that I know. That I know. You guys don't have to stay with the same agreements you made, like, I don't know, 10, 20 years ago. You don't have to stay with that. If you did the agreement and all of your agreement is finished and you feel like you're just sitting there in a coma, you need to continue on. Nobody is going to fault you for leaving that agreement. Okay? Go ahead and request to speak on this. I need to know what your questions are about the solar eclipse, but right now it's not just the solar eclipse. I'm being told, not only during my private sessions with people, but I'm being told, and this is why I've been so tired the last couple nights. I haven't been able to get enough sleep because I can tell something is happening that I need all my energy for. And usually I'm okay. Like 7 hours, I'm good. But I have been so exhausted and so, like, I know this is coming. And I'm okay with it now. Today, I'm okay with it. Sunday, the solar eclipse is going to happen. You guys have to make some decisions. If you've been sitting there, toggling back and forth with the same decision, on and off, and you don't know what to do, and you think the universe is going to give you a sign. First of all, if it didn't work since 2006, if it didn't work, or if it did work and it's just stale now, it's just not working. It's just not, anything new, anything you need to inspire you, anything that supports your vision of your own future path. There's nothing wrong with choosing something else. Nothing. Absolutely nothing wrong with that choice. We're starting to see a lot of dictator type activity here in the United States over, freedom of speech and saying what we want to say and living the life we thought we had. And we're starting to see that that's not actually possible. I'm a little concerned, but not so much that I think it's going to be that way forever. I sense the end of that When we get into 2026, we're going to be done with that. So, whatever circumstance needs to happen, whatever event needs to happen to remove that toxic residue from controlling our freedom of speech, our freedom of thought, our freedom of living the life that we hold so dear here in the United States and across the world, we're going to see a different story. All right, ask me what you need to ask me. I need people to request to speak. It is what it is. Just go ahead and request, and I will answer your question. It can be a personal question. I allow that particular thing on this podcast. I'm going to answer a personal question about a choice that you need to make. A choice that has been staring you in the face, that you have been undecided about, that has made you sick, that has made you not sleep at night, and you need to make the choice, and I will answer that. So go ahead and request to speak, and I will go ahead and try to answer as best I can. Part of what, again, I share that in the past week, I have been, and I'm never tired. I'm never tired like this. I have been exhausted with this energy. I don't know if you guys have felt the same thing, but I have been like exhausted with the energy out there and what's going on. I can tell the change is going to be profound. And, if people aren't ready for it, you're going to be incapacitated, you're going to be sick, you're going to have illness, or you're going to lose things that you thought you had secured. You're going to lose them because you took a, you basically said to yourself, oh, I've got that. That's mine. Whether it be a job, a house, a certain relationship, a certain other dynamic, you thought you had it secured. So you feel like, oh, well, that's secured. I don't need to worry about that. If it is not meant to be in this new reality that's going to happen, where it states you have to start doing things that are meant for your path, and you got to let go of things that aren't working. That includes your family, your house, your job, your career, your relationship, all that, your marriage, whatever it is, you got to let it go. And no one is going to fault you for that. Nobody. Because you did everything you could, and you allowed it to continue for as long as you could, and you fought the good fight. But sometimes people aren't ready to do what they agreed to do, and you have to keep going. I don't know how else to say it to you guys. It's not like we have a lot of time left to make this decision. You have to decide who is in your soul group. Who are the people that you can count on without even thinking about it? Who are the people that made you feel supported in your path, in your life, in your journey? Who are those people? and then you hold on to them and you let the other people go. I can't stress that enough in the private sessions I do. Um, you can try as hard as you want to try to force feed it into the timeline, but it's not going to work if it wasn't meant to work in the first place. Sometimes the reasons that certain events or certain relationships or certain dynamics were presented was for a very important karmic lesson, a life lesson that you refused to look at and you just didn't want to take notice of. You didn't want to take action on. You just thought, well, maybe it'll go away. Um, I have to say that, you know, those thoughts are nice, and it's like a life preserver and it keeps you going for a little while, but you're looking at losing opportunities if you keep holding on to that. I can't count the number of readings I've done with all kinds of different people, men, women, you know, all across the world, where I have read them and certain things are coming up now. You got to make the choice. You can't sit there and just play, you know, like you're waiting on a sign to take action. There is no other sign. This is it. So either secure what it is you need to secure or let it go. All right, I've let somebody named MJ come on here.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, um, so have I read you before?
You have not.
Okay. What's your question?
Yeah, so I've been for the past 3 years, I quit a really high paying job because I couldn't deal with the toxicity of someone that I worked with. And I've been working very gainfully actually since then. And I've been working on building a platform that is all about helping people speak up, speak with courage, speak with honesty in the workplace. But I also think, it's about helping people speak up just in every facet of their life. And
Loving it.
and I
Loving
have
it.
and I have been I've been pulling it together, and I have been sitting on just pulling the trigger and getting it out. And so I wanted to look at that. I feel like it is just time. It's never going to be perfect, but so I
Oh
wanted to
my
look at
God,
that.
that is such a thing that I would say. It's like everybody's waiting for the perfect set of circumstances to make that decision. Like, oh, it has to be perfect. All the things, all the ducks have to be in a row. Everything has to be exactly right. Most of the time, when those major life altering decisions happen, it's never perfect. It's always messy. I'm sorry. That's how it
Yep.
is.
Yep. Yep.
And all right, MJ, I need your day and month of birth, not the year, just the
Okay.
day and month.
March 7th.
All right. Let's look at, well, first of all, Pisces. We just had a Pisces full moon situation, and Pisces and Virgo are really experiencing the toggle here because if it's not your north node, south node, it's your sun signs, and you guys are pretty much feeling the brunt of whatever this is right now. Let me just take a look.
And I would agree with you. This week has been exhausting for me. My clients have been driving, like they have been working in overtime on my energy. It's been wild.
Well, and I'm never tired. I am never tired, but um I have like absorbed so much, like I don't know what it is out there, but I have slept so many hours trying to just recoup the energy and just try to heal myself so that I can do this work, right? So,
Yeah,
um, let me just look at what your particular obstacle is, okay?
sure.
Just relax and breathe. Okay, MJ. Okay. All right. Your biggest fear is that if you take the messages you've been receiving, that everything will end abruptly and then what the hell do you do?
Mhm.
Um Part of what I'm seeing is the message has already been given to you. It's just that your your main concern is piecing together the actual details of how you're going to implement your idea, your vision, what you're going to do in today's world, in today's framework.
Yeah,
I don't really see a problem with this except for the fact that okay, I'm being told um you're considering money as the main focus, and you need to take that out of the equation. The universe will actually work with you on that,
mm,
and you'll be able to supplement what it is your idea, what you're supposed to do, and all of a sudden people will come in, you will have more than enough. Money has been your main reason for why you have you have not like actually put your foot on the gas pedal and made this go.
that's true. Yeah,
Money is not your problem.
yeah.
Your fear that you need money to make this happen. The message is already there. You already have people that are aligning with you. They already know they're going to do this. Money is not the problem. They need this avenue to ignite.
Mm.
You need to believe in yourself enough that the universe is going to come swooping in and give you opportunities and more clients than you know about.
Yeah, that I mean it resonates. It has been like, if I put this out here, how am I gonna monetize it? Right. And then how am I gonna get enough people who want to do it? And it's interesting because my early beta testers were like, give it to us for free. And I'm gonna have to do that. And then I think that's what brings more people. So it resonates
You
with
know
what you're
what?
saying.
I don't monetize any of these podcasts or any of this stuff. I do this for free, but I have more than I need. I have clients until the day I die.
Yeah.
It's not something I actually have ever worried about, but I see that this has been your main obstacle.
Yeah, it's true.
Look, I don't let me look at timing for you. Hold on. Let
Okay.
me just look. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing a male influence here. Is this somebody you're involved with that's causing worry, telling you to stop thinking?
No, no, I'm not involved with anyone right now because
I
it's
am
this.
trying to see who this is. Because this is indicating that there is a male that will cause you to worry about it. It could be somebody that's a friend,
Mhm,
giving you advice that, hey, you don't want to do that. You want to keep your day job. You want to do whatever. I'm
mhm.
telling you that this male is not, has no vision like you do.
Yeah.
Okay. when you hear these words, and this is indicating it's a friend actually,
Mhm.
okay? When
Mhm.
they say this to you, you just appreciate the fact that they care and that they're saying whatever they're saying, but you have focus and you have an idea, and you will not be happy until you put this into play.
Yeah. Yes. It makes perfect sense to me. There's a friend that I've been cutting the cord with who's a complete worrywart. And when you said that, I'm like, oh, it's that friend who I've
Yeah, I
just
mean, honestly, I use regular playing cards when I sit here and I do readings for the last 10 years or so. And this is what I started with. And the six of clubs came up, and that's always indicating a friend and
Mhm.
not a love relationship or a marriage. So, I'm telling you, like, how I interpret and what I see. And it looks like they will still be your friend. It's just that they're afraid. They're afraid more for themselves than they are for you. So they're
Mhm.
saying things, they're projecting onto you their own fears about themselves.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, this person is afraid that they are not going to survive. Something is happening to their work, their vision, what they think is worthy of their time.
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep.
Okay. They're
Yep.
projecting that onto you, and they're making it like, oh, if you got on board with it, then they were right. First of
Mhm.
all, I don't mean to say this, but they are wrong, and they need to stop thinking out of fear. And you will have, I've never spoken to you before, I've never even seen you before, but I am telling you that you will have this on lock if you decide today, before
Mhm.
this before the eclipse happens, if you decide today to go forward
Yep.
and just take a chance on yourself. Because first of all, I don't see any problems with your idea about what you're trying to implement. Let me just look to see if there's going to be any snags. Let me look at that. Let's look at the snags. Everything is good. Okay. Um, the only snag is that I see people thinking that somehow they're not going to be able to achieve what you feel they can achieve.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know even what I'm talking about, but
Mhm.
that you have higher aspirations for them that they do for themselves,
Mhm.
and that seems to be the only glitch right there.
All
And you
right.
know what? I don't know you from Adam, but you
Yep.
tell him the same thing I just told you,
Yep.
that look, if you're going to leap, leap now. If it doesn't work, then you'll find something else very conventional easily, and there won't be a problem. But you might as well take a chance on yourself right now.
Yeah, I love that. It's all about changing habits is the platform, and so I could see a lot of people who aren't willing to like do that work saying that. But yeah, I agree. The ones who are, it's going to work for them.
And I see that you will not even have an issue with attracting the clientele that you want,
Yeah.
as long as you yourself just don't doubt the vision. Don't
Hmm.
doubt it.
Well, thank you. I will not. I appreciate you.
Are you following me?
I am.
Are
Uh-huh.
you here?
Yeah, I
Oh, okay.
definitely follow you. Oh yeah, definitely.
I will follow you back. I will remember you.
Thank you.
Um, I have no, let me just see when you're going to be able to pull this off. Hold on. I've laid this. Hold on. Let me just look. When will be your first window at pulling this off? February.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
So before your birthday,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna see, like, not only will this go into action, but you won't even believe your good luck at how this is gonna come about.
I love it. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep you posted.
Please.
Thank you.
I will post it as a testimonial because I'll do it from here. All right. So, MJ, any other question
No, that's
about what we were talking
no,
about?
thank you. Spot on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, sweetheart. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. So, let's take a look at, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Just it's not just taking a leap of faith. It's almost like, when else are you going to do it? Like, what are you waiting for? Let's use the leader of our country here now, Donald Trump. I hate to use the word leader because that doesn't seem to fit, but let's just use him. He thought one day that he could become president of the United States, and he could actually make that happen. Um, and he believed in it, and nobody could talk him out of it. And then when we weren't looking, he did it once, and then he did it again. And it didn't matter the way that he became president. He became president through his own means, through his own network, through his own devices, through his own, you know, antics, and what he was able to pull off. And we weren't looking. We just assumed everything would be the same way as it always has been. And none of us actually thought that was going to happen. So here we are. This is advice for each one of you, that you can take a look at your trajectory, what you are meant to do with your life, and whatever's holding you back. I mean, obviously, I just talked about money being the issue, and that's not even the issue with her. A lot of you have all these excuses for why you can't do what it is you're meant to do, for whatever reason. If you don't decide now, forever hold your peace, because I just don't see that you're going to be given numerous opportunities to do that. You have to decide now, are you worth it? Are you worth leaving a toxic relationship? Are you worth leaving a toxic job where you are feeling belittled or unappreciated? Or are you in a family situation where you just can't imagine getting yourself out of it? I am telling you, make the decision now. The solar eclipse will give you the impetus, and this will ignite it for you. You don't need to know all the ins and outs and the details of how that's going to happen. That's the universe, and that's their job, not yours. All of a sudden, opportunities, green lights, turnkey operations, anything that needs to have happen will present itself, and you'll be astonished at how that came about. You won't even know what to do with your you know your sense of having to stick with the plan, having to stay in a certain situation because your parents did, or because you need to, or because society says you have to stay there. Nobody is telling you to stay with something that is making you miserable. Nobody. All right. So, as you guys can come on here and ask me more questions if need be. Um, Obviously, I'm in a psychic reading mood, so I will read you. And, if I don't know you, that's fine. But I will look at your situation and I will try to discern what it is that's standing in your way. Um, Especially if it's something you've been deliberating for a long time, you know? And I I read a number of people where it's been going on for years. Years they've been trying to make decisions about this and that. Um, and they just can't seem to find the courage or the right time or the perfect set of circumstances to enact whatever it is they need to do. Um, that's not like, I don't even see those things as obstacles. I mean, no wonder I'm so tired this week. I mean, I just, a lot of people are holding on for dear life to that last shred of, the past and what they need to do. Look, the past is fine. The past taught us a lot of stuff. Not everybody is meant to move on from their current situation, but there are different aspects of your current, you know, I have to say that everybody can benefit from this because it's not always about a relationship. It can hit a different house in your astrological chart, where it's your career, where it's your health, where it's where you live, your location, your job, your career, your your family, and whether or not you still have to put up with stuff. Whatever it is, right now's the time to do it. Um, we've had other solar eclipses and other lunar eclipses before, but right now in 2025, this is pretty important. We need to, we're starting to see this on a global scale where a lot of things are happening we thought would never happen. I mean, let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel and this situation yesterday or a couple days ago. I'm just like, what the hell? You know, where have we lived in a time except for, possibly Hitler, where certain decisions are made about freedom of speech and whether or not we're allowed to make jokes about something. In this country, never for a long time. And, did we let it happen? Yeah, we let it happen. But the fact that money and status and whether or not the networks are willing to, you know, like willing to be victims of this, they're saying bottom line, like, oh, well, this is what we need to do. This is the decision of the president, and we need to police him at all costs. That's not what this country was based on or why we founded our constitution, our freedoms as they were. That's not what it was all about, guys. I mean, yeah, there should be decorum and there should be a certain grace and whatever, but you know, I'm sorry, Donald Trump set himself up for this by the way he acts. And you know, he's concerned that people are talking about him because he's acting the way he wants to at all times. He's not afraid to say whatever he has to say because he's president, so he says what he has to say. And no one is taking issue with it because they're so afraid that the money and the power and the money, let's go back to the money, is going to disappear. First of all, we we can alter that, guys. We can alter that future. We can alter that from happening. And everybody is you know, just acquiescing and acting like we're going to be victims and we have to just deal with the way it is. No, we do not. If history has taught us anything, we do not. If the Revolutionary War taught us anything, we do not have to kowtow to, a regime that doesn't allow growth and progress and freedom, innate human rights, where people are being arrested because they're a certain race, only because they look a certain way. Nobody's even monitoring paperwork. What is going on? And I don't care who hears this. I don't care who has something to say about this. I psychically see that we need a correction and we need one now. And people being afraid, oh, well, we don't want to lose our house. We don't want to lose our mortgage. We don't want to lose our, you know, we don't want to lose our credit score. We don't want to lose whatever it is. First of all, that is all set up for you to be afraid of losing. There is no mandate that says you have to live like that, except in your own mind. In your own mind. So if I leave everybody with that thought that, hey, right now you can choose what you want to do. I read a number of clients that are moving to another country right now. A lot of them are going to Italy because that's their chosen destination. They want to go there. They want to leave here so badly that they're doing everything they can to make that happen. There's nothing wrong with choosing your dream. And if you can't make it happen here, then yes, make it happen somewhere else. No one is holding you to these archaic rules except, I don't know, your own fear of losing whatever it was. And the thing is, most people, what you have, your possessions and your bank account and your job and whatever, most people I read complain about those anyway. So what's wrong with starting fresh with what you actually want to do, with something that will make you happy, something that will make you feel complete? What's wrong with that? Nothing. The only thing wrong here is people are waiting on other people to do stuff. Right now, unless somebody does something to eradicate that situation at the top of our government, we have to do for ourselves right now. We have to take action for us. It's your job to take care of you. And you can't be afraid. You can't just listen to what everybody else is doing. You have to do what you know is right for you. So, this solar eclipse, that's what it's about, guys. Deciding something and usually it's something at this point, it's something that you've been thinking about doing for a long time and that you've been just hemming and hawing about and just not sure if you want to do it or if you're able to do it. I'm telling you, I have done so many impossible things with my life that nobody ever thought in a million years I could do. And it's because I just didn't listen to what everybody else had to say about it. I don't care what people, it's very nice that they have those opinions, but it has never affected my decision making process. If I'm told I can't do something, I will find a workaround. I will do it if I know that I have to do that. Stop listening to what everybody else, including me, tells you to do. Dig deep inside your dreams, inside your aspirations, inside your actual karmic agreements about what you need to do and what makes you happy. Dig deep into those. That's what you need to do. And if people don't feel that my message means anything for them, that's fine. Trust me, I'm going to be okay tomorrow morning. But the ones that did need to hear it, it will resonate for the rest of your life. So I want to hear from those people. I'm not scared. Right now is the launch pad. This is the diving board. This is your opportunity to do it. If you needed to hear that and you needed a sign, this is your sign. You guys don't have another opportunity. If there was something left undone and you were waiting for somebody else to do it or to greenlight it or some other circumstance to happen so that you were able to do it, stop waiting. Stop waiting. All right, so I need to know if anybody has any additional questions. If you want to ask me a personal question, that's fine. I will allow it on this particular podcast. Just go ahead and send me a request to speak. If not, I hope you guys got something out of this today because we're not victims. This was our moment to see what's happening and say, hell no, I'm not doing it that way. I am doing it the way that I know to be true to myself, true to my path. And it's okay, guys, it's okay to leave that job you've been at forever. It's okay to leave the marriage that you did everything you could with and all the agreements were satisfied. It's okay to leave it. Nobody is going to fault you. It's okay. You did everything right and there's just, it's all been done. It's okay to step off. It's okay to leave the relationship you thought would work for years and years. And you tried. You tried. It's okay to leave your image of yourself if you thought it was less than worthy, if you thought you weren't like, ready, or you weren't beautiful enough or smart enough or attractive enough or whatever, it's okay to leave that idea because the perfect person that will line up with that is right there. All you got to do is ask. It's okay to not have enough, quote, money or resources to pull off your genius idea. Because guess what? It will happen as long as you believe in it. The money was never the problem. Your belief in yourself was, and your belief in not letting somebody else tell you how it's going to be. Don't let somebody else rain on your parade or tell you you can't do something you know very well you can do. You know very well will be successful. You know very well will make you complete and happy. Don't let somebody else tell you that. I never have, and I'm just fine. I will be just fine, and I'm here to tell you I went through some scary times thinking like this, but I have this down now. This is new to some people where this type of thinking or this type of, you know, not holding on to the reins and doing it in a conventional way, it's different for you. For me, it's something I've done all my life. I just never paid attention to the rules that were set in front of me. And I'm like, well, some of those work and some of those really don't work. So guess what? I'm going to do it by myself and let's see what happens. I just never, rules are fine as long as they make sense. But even as a small child, I had to make them make sense to me. My favorite question was why? I'm sure my parents got very tired of me asking why. They would say, "Oh, well, you have to do this." And I'm like, "Why?" You know, like I just, why was my favorite question? Because until you could answer that question to my satisfaction, I wasn't doing it. And I still achieved everything I wanted to achieve. I, I, nothing held me back. I mean, even it was so funny. I was in my senior year of high school and I was already named valedictorian. And I remembered I just didn't feel like going to gym class one day. And I left and I went to McDonald's and I decided I was hungry because I wanted fries. And I came back and I was caught red handed with the fries in my hand by the gym teacher. And she tried to fail me in gym. And I said, well, my class standing is already there, so there's not much you can do about that. And she changed it afterwards. She changed it to like a C or something. But it was all because I broke the rules and I wasn't supposed to do it the way I was supposed to do it. And I just thought some of this is stupid and archaic and it's just dumb. And I just didn't really, you know, think that it had meaning. Um, it'd be fine if I was going to be a gymnast or go into the Olympics or do something like that. But I didn't see a point. You know, the other things that I did see a point in was creating my own reality, creating circumstances where somebody told me I couldn't do something, and I said, but I know I'm supposed to. And I forged my way into that path. Somehow, some way that was going to happen. Because my vision was my vision. And I have been fighting that since I was little. And I'm here to tell you that, it once you do it the way you're supposed to do it, the universe, I can't stress this enough. The universe will swoop in and help you guys. I mean, I've had my moments where I had eviction notices and whatever. I had that happen once, and I just knew that at that point I had to make the decision, what am I happy doing? And then the second I decided to do this, for a living instead of the other things I thought I was supposed to do because somebody else told me I was supposed to do that. At that point, at that point, the universe liked it. And they were like, okay, she finally got it. It was like, not only did so much money come in that I didn't even, stuff that I don't even need, but I always knew that I would have more than I need at that point. Why? Because I chose to do the thing that I'm supposed to do. That's why. Not because I'm taking advantage of people or doing psychic readings, which is quote a sin or whatever, whatever else nonsense people are saying. Um I just didn't feel restricted. I knew once it locked in, once you're in your path and you're locked into what it is you're supposed to do, or the relationship you're supposed to be in, or the path you're supposed to be on creating something, or the the journey you're supposed to be on with some sort of project or work ethic or something you're building or something that means everything to you. Once you're on that path, I can't tell you how many times the universe will just come in and help you with it. People doubt that. People think that that doesn't exist. That so exists. That will exist for you as long as you believe in it. You know, a lot of people I read privately, they have to be shown proof before they believe. Oh, well, if I see it, then I'll believe. Or they tell me they believe and they really don't believe because they doubt it the whole time. If you really believe it and you live the life believing it, the universe will come in with all these opportunities and you don't have to fight. You don't have to fight for the opportunities. You don't have to work hard for it. It's something that is there. You don't have to fight it anymore. Everybody thinks it's so hard. It's not hard at all, actually. The belief is the hard, that's the hardest part that I have convincing my clients and people I encounter, the belief that the universe would actually take the time to help you out. And seriously, this has happened so many times in my life, I can't even tell you. That's how I always know I'm on the right path because the universe sort of steps in and says, okay, we're going to help you out and we're going to do something nice for you now. You know? And that's how I know. That's my litmus test. That's my checkpoint. That's how I know that things are working out and I'm in the path I'm supposed to be on. I hope you guys got something out of this tonight. We've gone a little over an hour. Let's leave it here unless somebody else wants to ask a personal question about how this might work for them. I'm going to do last call on a personal question. Otherwise, you guys can, you can always order a psychic session. I'll do it with you personally and we'll dig in. We'll see what it is. I will have this up on the platforms, including YouTube, which I'll probably have to change tomorrow again from private to public because they seem to have a problem with their I don't know what it is. It's like I upload it from my main server and then my main platform over at Spotify. And for some reason, within 12 hours, it just switches to private setting and I have to do it the next morning, which is fine. I will do that. It's not a big deal. But I'm just warning you if it shows private, I'll fix it right away as soon as I wake up, before I even have coffee, and I will make that happen. All right. If anybody else has a question, otherwise, I'm looking forward to the solar eclipse because this week has been tiring, guys. It's been exhausting. It always is at the last degree, you know, the last astrological degree of anything, including Virgo. It's like, you're getting the remnants out of all the stuff, and it's always exhausting. But then there's October and Halloween and like my favorite time of year. So I'm fine with all this. I hope you guys got something good and let me know. I will talk to you soon. Look for this on all the platforms and thanks for showing up for the live. Have a good evening. Till next time.